Hi, I'm Dan Murphy, and I'm here to give a preview of the upcoming annual town meeting for the town of Dover. The town meeting will take place Monday, May 2nd in Lincoln's Commons Auditorium starting at 7 p.m. So if you are a resident of Dover, I recommend you to come down, have your voice heard in town government, help reach quorum, and get this thing rolling. There are 27 articles scheduled on the warrant to take place at the town meeting. So without further ado, let's get to the articles. The first article is a procedural article to hear the town reports and get things started. Article 2 is regarding revolving fund use for various town departments. First up is the building department, which is seeking $7,200 for gas inspector, $17,500 for plumbing inspector, and $25,500 for a wiring inspector. Next up is the Board of Health, which is seeking $40,000 for perk and deep hole inspection and permitting. Then $50,000 for septic inspection and permitting. $15,000 for well inspection and permitting, and $10,000 for swimming pool inspection and permitting. Next is the library is seeking $5,000 for materials replacement. Then the Council on Aging is seeking $28,000 for senior activities and transport. So that does it for Article 2. Article 3 is to set salaries for elected officials. Article 4 is to set salaries and expenditures for departments, officers, boards, and committees. Article 5 is to see what if the town is willing to appropriate and seek funds for various departments. How much money is the town willing to set aside for the cemetery commission, which is seeking a truck with a plow, set aside for fire and ambulance department, which is seeking radio equipment for both fire and radio equipment for ambulance. Next is the highway department, which is looking to see how much money the town is willing to spend for a slide-in sander. Next up is the Park and Recreation Commission, which is looking for a large tractor mower and paving for the Chickering Field driveway. Next up is the police department, which is looking at how much the town is willing to spend on patrol vehicles and tower repairs at the Grossman Camp. Next up is the school committee, which seeking air conditioning update, aerial man lift, and technology hardware. Next up is the Board of Selectmen, which is looking at various buildings. First up is the Protective Agencies building for both a kitchen renovation and painting the apparatus ceiling. The Carroll Community Center is looking to repair or replace a stairway leading to the cafeteria. The library is seeking a exterior handrail on one of their sidewalks, and Town Hall is seeking to replace their metered mail machine. And last up, under Article 5, is the town clerk is looking for a new voting machine. Article 6 relates to funding unemployment compensation. Article 7 is dealing with accumulated sick leave for retired police officers or retired members of the police department. Article 8 deals with highway construction. Article 9 is to amend the rotation of Council on Aging members. I believe it's to amend one of the bylaws which says that there should be 3 to 4 members, to changing that wording to 2 to 3 members. Article 10 is to accept Hawthorne Lane and Clover Circle as public ways. And I'm sure you can consult a map to see exactly where those streets are located. Article 11 deals with the Conservation Fund. Article 12 is capital equipment improvements, and Article 13 deals with borrowing approval for Dover-Sherburne Regional School District. Article 14 pertains to adopting the Stretch Energy Code for the state of Massachusetts, which pertains to being a little bit more energy conscious community in terms of how electricity is doled out throughout the community. Article 15 is to change a zoning bylaw regulating large-scale commercial solar photovoltaic facilities. This is specifically in regards to a project on Powasset Farm, I believe. Article 16 is to amend zoning bylaws, site plan approval. Is to amend the zoning bylaw. Right now, it's a site plan approval process is the wording, dealing with various businesses, medical facilities, and this would change that wording to site plan review as well as changing some of the provisions within it. Article 17 deals with a property on Springdale Avenue that the town recently acquired, and determinations on what the town should be doing with that land in regards to its septic and how to divide the 4-acre parcel that the town has. Article 18 pertains to a rail trail. There's a trail throughout the community that was owned by a railroad, and now there is some proposal to change that into a trail for use of by non-motorized vehicles, biking, walking, and should this be approved, I imagine that there will be much debate on this article, Article 18, and if this is something that interests you, I encourage you to come to town meeting to discuss it. Article 19, moving on, deals with how to provide technical education. At a special town meeting a couple months ago, Dover decided to stay within the Minuteman Vocational School District, but there are still a couple articles, this one and the next one, dealing with portions of that agreement. Article 20, which I alluded to, is to amend this agreement to deal with some issues created with Wayland leaving the district. So that is something to discuss at town meeting if you're so interested. Article 21 is to address stormwater management and erosion for various areas in the town. Article 22 is to set aside a reserves fund for the town of Dover, according to Massachusetts general bylaws, as to not exceed 5% of revenues, I believe. Article 23 deals with paying unpaid bills in the town of Dover. Article 24, I believe, actually ties back to Article 4, which was setting the salaries and expenditures for departments, officers, boards, and committees in the town of Dover. Article 24 is to address supplemental appropriations that these various agencies may have. Article 25 deals with free cash appropriations throughout the town. Article 26 is to supplement the town of Dover's stabilization fund and how much money should be spent on that, if any. And Article 27 is setting the ballot for the upcoming town elections of this year. So that's it for what's on the docket for the upcoming town meeting. Once again, the town meeting will take place Monday, May 2nd in the Lindquist Commons Auditorium. It is scheduled to begin at 7, so I encourage everyone to show up on time and get this thing moving. If the meeting should extend into a second night, that will take place the following night, Tuesday, May 3rd. Also scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. In the Lindquist Commons Auditorium. So please come by if you are a resident of Dover and participate in your town government, have your voice heard, and hopefully we can get through this in one night. So thank you for listening. Once again, I am Dan Murphy, and thanks for watching, and attend town meeting. Thanks.